Welcome class 12th. In the topic of electromagnetic induction, today we will read about AC generator. AC generator is a device which converts mechanical energy into electrical energy in the form of alternating current. What was earlier, the current used was DC. The cost of production of direct current DC was very high. So, the scientist Nikola Tesla is credited for the development of this AC generator. What is AC? A current which reverses its direction periodically at regular interval of time. While DC is a constant current having its magnitude constant and direction unique direction. So, what is AC about? Definition, its mathematical equation, its time averaged value we will see in the coming videos, but alternating current is very essential for electrical appliances to get continuous uninterrupted power supply. Let us see what is AC generator. This device, as I told, that it converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. You know, energy can be converted only. So, how the mechanical energy? A coil is rotated in the magnetic field with the help of rotor or shaft, and due to magnetic flux changed, in the magnetic field coil is rotated, so the magnetic flux change take place, and due to this change of flux linked with the coil, EMF is induced and alternating current is produced, and this is the phenomenon of electromagnetic induction. So, what is the principle of AC generator? The principle of AC generator is electromagnetic induction. Electromagnetic induction, that is the name of topic. We have read that whenever a coil is rotated in the magnetic field, the magnetic flux linked with it changes, and due to the continuous change of magnetic flux linked with the coil, EMF in the coil is induced, and if the circuit is closed, then induced current is produced. What is the construction of this generator? Look, NS, these are the horseshoe magnet, and strong electromagnets are there. So, horseshoe electromagnet, north pole and south pole. They are concave cut to produce radial magnetic field. Now, in this magnetic field, on a soft iron core, insulated copper wire, a long copper wire is wound around it, and it is rotated about the dotted shown axis with the help of handle or any shaft, rotor. What happens? Mechanically this coil is rotated, then magnetic flux linked with the coil changes. You know, I have shown this coil ABCD. This soft iron core is shown here, and large number of turns are there in the coil. One end of the coil is connected with this metallic slip ring. It is called, this circular ring is shown. This is of metal, and other end, this D, is connected here with the other slip ring. When the coil is rotated, these slip rings, they rotate at their own place along with the end of the coil. So then what happens? Since this is the contact of metal, slip rings are made up of metal, then what happens? That the current induced flow in the slip rings, and these slip rings press these B1, B2 carbon brushes carbon brushes are here, they are connecting the slip ring to the external load. What is the role of slip ring? To help to rotate the end of the coil, since they are attached with the slip rings, so they slip at their own place, like this ring, and this is the carbon brush, then they slip at their own place. When the coil end is rotated, the coil one end, suppose here, then if it is rotated, then within the slip ring the coil is attached, then the current from the coil comes to the slip ring, and slip ring is attached with the carbon brush. So it can, the carbon brush is gently pressing the slip ring to make proper contact. From the carbon brush the load is connected. Remember that carbon brushes are stationary, they do not rotate. What is rotating? These slip rings. Why? Because they are connected here with the ends of the coil. So in this way this circuit is formed. This, what is load? Load may be any galvanometer to show the deflections as per the current, any bulb which will glow when the current will come here in the external circuit. Load means the current obtained here in the external circuit, that is maybe resistance, galvanometer or bulb. Now see the working. What happens when the coil is rotated? I am showing here, suppose this is the A, B, C, D. I have written the ends of the names A, B, C, D. I have shown the coil. Look here, the coil is initially placed like this. I have shown this AB, so this is AB. That is, the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Look, magnetic field lines are perpendicular to the plane. All the field lines are passing through the plane, and remember that soft iron core is present, then all the field lines are trapped. A strong magnetic field is produced due to presence of soft iron core. So here at this stage, this is the normal drawn on the coil. So magnetic field and magnetic field lines and normal both are parallel. What is the angle between them? 0. You know what is flux? Flux is given by B A cos theta. Then what is theta? Angle between magnetic field and area vector. So in the beginning, as I shown here, that area vector and magnetic field lines both are parallel. So we have taken here maximum flux, because cos theta, if cos theta is cos 0, then it will be 1, and cos 90 is 0. So what happens if initially the side AB I am showing here, it is downward, CD is upward, and flux is maximum. So I have written here EMF versus theta. I have taken x and y axis, and at 0 degree flux is maximum. I have shown here, this is the north pole and this is the position of coil. So AB is downward, this one, and CD is upward. So this is the position. Now if the coil is rotated, what will happen? Maximum field lines are crossing here if the coil is rotated. Look here, if the maximum number of field lines are passing and the coil is rotating, then few lines will go from the upside of the coil. What will happen? When the coil becomes like this, that is from 0 degree to 90 degree, then what will happen? The flux will become 0. So after 0 degree to 90 degree, what will happen? Maximum flux change. this flux will become 0, and maximum to 0 means flux change will be maximum. And what is the principle? That induced EMF is produced in the coil given by minus n d phi by dt, where n is the number of turns in the coil. What will you find here? This implies that minus n d by dt of BA cos omega t. What is this omega? You know, if the coil is having this area vector, if the coil is rotated, so if the coil is rotated by theta, then area vector will be also rotated by theta. How will you show that? If the area vector is rotated by theta, then you can say that displacement upon time is velocity, then this angular displacement, you know, from this to this angle. Earlier the coil, this area vector was in this position. Now since the coil is rotated, then area vector will have this position from previous one, then this will be theta or not. So this is called angular displacement theta, and angular displacement upon time is angular velocity. This is also called angular frequency, because you know frequency means rotation of coil, cycle per second. So we can write theta equal to omega t, that's why I have written here theta equal to omega t. So now what will happen here, that minus n d by dt b omega will give you this minus n b a, and what is d by dt of sin cos omega t? What is d by dt of cos omega t? It is minus omega sin omega t. Learn this. You put here, so it will become plus omega sin omega t, and this is the value given by another constant n b a omega. It is written by E naught sin omega t. And if the R is the resistance of the copper coil, total coil, then I equal to, you know, I equal to E by R. So this implies that what can you write? I equal to E naught by R sin omega t. Another constant you can put here, that you can write I equal to I naught sin omega t, where this is called maximum EMF E naught and I naught is called maximum current. So we can see that we get the current which varies sinusoidally. Its maximum value is I naught. So its current and this time or theta graph will be a sinusoidal curve. How will you get this curve? We have seen here that in the beginning AB was downward, this is CD. So if we are rotating the coil from the rotor or shaft in the clockwise direction, look here, I am showing this coil, it is being rotated in the clockwise direction. From this position to 90-degree position, look, this AB side, it is coming upward. Then what happens if AB is coming upward? Then how will you find the direction of induced current in AB? By using Fleming's right hand rule. You know, magnetic field in this direction and current, this side AB side is coming upward. Look, the direction of current I am showing here, the thumb is showing the upward direction. So since I am rotating my hands towards your side, look here, this is the middle finger gives the direction of induced current. So look here, this is the direction of induced current. So look here in this coil, look, I am showing you this is the coil AB here, and if this AB side is moving upward, then thumb is showing upward, then direction of current from A to B. This is from A to B. So at 90 degree we have seen that direction of current AB, then here it will be C to D. At 90 degree current will be maximum because flux change is maximum. Flux is 0, but from maximum to 0 is maximum change. And you know, if flux change is maximum, d phi dt will be maximum, then EMF will be also maximum. So what does it mean? That at 90 degree, suppose this is the maximum EMF produced. You know, EMF is. Now after 90 degree we have seen that from this position to this position. Now the zero flux position, again we will rotate. So from 90 degree to 180 degree. Again flux is increasing from 0 to certain value, and AB is also moving upward. But in this case, look here, AB is moving upward from 0 to maximum value, and this is the 180 degree position. What we will get here, from 0 to flux maximum, that will be flux maximum. What happens here, from initial position to this 180 degree position, look, what is the flux change? 0. What will be the current? 0. So in this position the current will be 0. So the current at 90 degree was maximum, and here it will become 0. So you will draw the current like this. Similarly, what happens here, that we started from AB downward, then 90 degree, then 90 degree, after one more 90 degree step, that is AB is now upward, and here at 180 degree we have seen AB in the upward direction. After 180 degree till further 90 degree rotation, what will happen? Now AB is going downward. So if AB was coming upward, then direction of induced current was A to B. Now AB is going downward. What will be the direction of induced current? Reverse. Look here, this is the reverse, B to A, and this is the role of slip ring here. That slip ring is always, S1 is attached with one end, S2 is attached with the other end. Then after half of the rotation, the direction of current is changes, and which is seen in the outer circuit, external circuit, and which we can show here, that at 270 degree the flux will become 0. We started AB upward 180 degree, and this the flux becomes 0. But since AB is going downward, then current will be maximum, but in the reverse direction. So suppose at 270 this is the maxima, same maximum. So we will see why same maximum, because maximum to 0, 0 to maximum we are having the same number of field lines which are changing, so same amount of induced EMF which is produced. And similarly from 270 to 360 we find that in this step again the flux will become maximum, then current will be 0. How can you learn this? Look, the equation of flux is phi equal to BA cos theta, and theta is sin omega t. You can write this BA, I am showing here, this flux is BA cos omega t. And what is EMF induced? sine omega t. When cos is maximum, sine is 0. When cos is 0, sine is maximum. And we have shown here that when flux is maximum, we started from here, and here when the flux is 0, we started by having AB this in this position. AB was downward, flux is maximum. Since maximum flux is there, because in the beginning there is no change, so there is no current. Now after 90 degree, look, maximum to 0, this is maximum to 0. So what is the change? Maximum change. All the field lines were crossing and no field line is crossing in this position. So maximum change of flux means maximum current. So what I mean to say, when the flux is 0, then flux change is maximum, so EMF is maximum, so we got the maxima. Again, from 0 to maximum flux, here flux is maximum from 180 degree, 90 degree to 180 degree, we look here, rotated by 90 degree. Again flux is maximum, look, flux is maximum. But since 0 to maximum flux, then flux is increasing. If flux increases, EMF tends to decreases. This is the EMI, electromagnetic induction. That's why the current EMF decreases. Current is induced in such a way that this is the EMF, fall of EMF. The flux increases, then current tends to decrease it. It is produced in such a way. So here this is the downfall of EMF. In the next step, here 180 to 270, again current increases and becomes maximum, and at 360 it becomes 0. We have seen 0 to 360 degree, one complete rotation. This is called one cycle, and in one cycle we have seen half of the cycle, we have seen positive current, positive EMF, and half of the cycle negative. Also this increasing magnitude becomes maximum, then it decreases. Here magnitude increases, become maximum and decreases. So this is alternating current as we get from this generator. How do we get this alternating current? By rotating. So if the rotation of the armature is provided mechanically, as we have seen, we are getting alternating current. We can also get alternating current by the rotation which is provided by the falling water. If the water is falling on the turbine and shaft is rotated and shaft is connected with this coil, then coil is rotated in the magnetic field and induced current or induced EMF will be produced. So if the rotation of the armature is provided by the falling water, then such generators are called hydroelectric power plant or hydroelectric generator. Again, if the rotation of the armature is provided by the high pressure steam, how it has been obtained? By burning the coal to heat the water and to convert the water into steam. Then this type of generator is called thermal power generator, where the coal is burned to make steam and high pressure steam runs the rotor. And in place of coal, if we have nuclear fuel to burn, nuclear fuel to be used there, then by using nuclear fuel, again high pressure steam is rotating the rotor or shaft or the armature of the coil, then such generators are called nuclear power generators. So in this way we have seen that AC generator continuously gives the alternating current in a circuit which is used for uninterrupted power supply. I hope you must have enjoyed it. Thank you.